Man, Napa. Oh, I'm losing it, guys. The wind's coming in. Holy sh! Fucking raining out. Sometimes when I go into first gear, it just doesn't. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to do a fluid change on this vehicle, my vehicle, the Yukon.
A wider stance for improved handling. Bigger brakes for driver confidence.
And what we're gonna do, we already did the front and rear differentials last year of new differential fluid, but what we're gonna do is oil, transfer case fluid, and transmission fluid. We're also gonna grease the truck. Here's all the stuff I wanna get done with the truck, and hopefully we can get a lot of it done in this video. As you see, I got cardboard under here because I like to be comfortable instead of laying in the street. That's where we're doing the service. Electric Amazon van. Just went by. Anyway, cardboard's nice because it's like a air pocket, so it's a really like cushy instead of laying on the asphalt. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Here's the you can also really slide really easily in a cardboard like I like. Anyway, here is the oil filter we're gonna take off. Take off that drain plug. I did put under a jack stand and lifted it up because we are on with a little bit of lift because I want to get underneath the vehicle. So I'll try to make it level so it's not crooked, so we get all the oil out of here too. And it's accurate on the dipstick. And then on top of that we got the drain plug for the transmission right here. And then the transmission plugs are right here. Boom, 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 boom. That comes down with a new gasket and filters inside. And here's my transfer case. Transfer case, only purpose it does is to drive front power to the front wheels through CV shaft. Oh my god, dude, I just got rust in my eyeballs. Yeah. Still gotta find a... This thing really zooms in. I love how my camera just zooms in. Ouch. Anyway, I gotta find the drain plug somewhere on my transfer case, and I will drain it and then put two new quarts in there. I think it's this thing right here. Looks like it. I always take off the fill plug first. Milwaukee grease gun. I'm going to use high temp grease. I'm going to grease all the joints and go back, and then it's a 15 millimeter right here on your drain plug. And we're just going to do the oil first, get it out of the way to be simple, and then we're going to work our way back to the transmission, then transfer case. Alright, my hands are all greasy. Holding my phone, so that's good. Here's my grease gun. Had to do some surgery going up on top of the control arm over the frickin' frame just to get this is the CV shaft going to the front differential if you want to engage your this is always spinning, but this powers your front wheels when you want to engage four-wheel drive. And boys, I need your help. Am I stupid or that is the Zerk, right? You see that thing? I cannot get to it without taking that bolt out. See here. See what I'm talking about? The Zerk is perfectly positioned where that nut is, and I can't get it without moving the nut. I love GMC. Okay, so I just kind of said the drive shaft because you have to take the whole thing out to even grease it. So I don't really care anymore. I just want to get into the fluids now. Truck greased. This is a 15 millimeter. I'm just using my fist to break it. Shouldn't even take that much effort to break it, by the way, because there's no force applied at all on the drain plug. Boom. And if I had a magnet, well, this is a magnet, and it's not magnetizing, so that's good. That means I have no metal in my oil, so that's good. It's a good stream. drained the oil. Now we're gonna do the filter. And if I was good, I would puncture a hole in the filter, crack it, and then it'd be pretty good. That's what I used to do, but I'm just gonna do it the garage way or the driveway way. And these are always supposed to be hand tight unless you have a diesel. Unless you have a freaking diesel. Always supposed to be hand tight. If I can get this off now. What the hell? Nice. Be hand tight. Be hand tight. Oh. Notice how I said hand tight. Hand tight. And I did do hand tight.
You always lying.
Well, you. Oh my God. Freaking bending the filter. God damn. What the hell did I do? Holy f***. Hand tight. Oh my God. What the f***? And it's still freaking tight. What the hell, dude? Am I special? What the f***? Dude, crushed it. I'm ready to get lubed in my hands. Oh, yes. Oh. Down my shirt too, please. That's what I said. If I was good, I would puncture a hole in the filter. I'm not good. Can the threads come off? God damn. I'm black. Wait. Now, I think I know what I did wrong last time. I have like a oil filter wrench set, and I kind of like tightened it because I'm a diesel mechanic, and I had a tendency of doing that even on my gasoline engine, and that's why I was tight. I couldn't do it with my hands, so, and I was really tight. But you always lubricate with new oil, your O-ring on your filter. Just, it's a thick O-ring, and then you just put it on there to make sure you're not cross-threading it. Start reversely, like backwards threads. And then you're gonna hear it click because now it's seated, and then you go psh. You would never cross-thread it that way. All your threads, you start backwards, and you can get all the way up there. And if you're ever wondering why the oil's black, it's because when it's been running, it gets heated up and cooled down, and heated up and cooled down. It burns a little bit because you're heating it at high temperatures. So, another big thing you guys are doing wrong, a lot of you are pulling down here when you're tightening your drain plug. You don't really need to do that. So let me loosen this back up. All you need to do, remember, this is not a lot of force at all. It's like probably less than 5 foot-pounds at most. All you gotta do is pull on it right until it stops. 2 fingers. And just give it a couple taps, and right when you feel it to stop, that's it. Like right when you feel it stopping and it's not going anymore, I'm not hammering on it. I'm using 2 fingers of my leverage. And it's not moving. Wow, it's getting windy outside. and it's not moving, your drain plug is set. Okay, so I drained the oil, added 6 quarts, put the used oil in here, used filter in there. I did do a little snug with the wrench to make sure it's not leaking the filter. But the oil drain plug, I just tightened it how I showed you guys. Now we're going to do the engine air filter, cabin air filter, transmission oil, and transmission filter. And then we're also going to do the transfer case fluid. But we should start it up and then verify the engine oil. Ready. About to do a verification check again. Obviously it's going to idle up a little bit because of emissions. Then it's going to back down to 500 or 600. Gauge not moving, so that's good. One thing I wish I had on my gauge cluster is a transmission temperature gauge, since we are going to do our transmission. And I did check our transmission by looking at the dipstick. It's like reddish brackish, like not brown or black, but yeah. We're also going to have to do our serpentine belt sometime soon. Kill it. It does not sound funny, which is good. It sounds good. That sound you're hearing right now is the AC compressor. Just going psh because I have it on. Anyway, check this out. Already. Also, I had like all the neighbors in the neighborhood come over to my vehicle since I'm working in the street, so that was weird. Already. And if you guys haven't already, please subscribe. A lot. Nice thing is this is also a 15 millimeter, so crack it. First time ever cracking this when I've ever had this vehicle from my grandfather. So this will be kind of scary. Holy crap. What the hell? Yo. That's on there. Oh. Yo, I didn't break it, but I was on some rust. That had some rust. Okay. Wow. Drain pan. I love doing this in the street. It's actually kind of relaxing. Alrighty, transmission fluid coming out. Holy crap. It smells. It's still red. Can you believe that? That's 160,000 miles of transmission fluid. And it's still red. We're also going to do the filter, and we're also going to do the gaskets. So we're going to take off the bolts from the top. I mean, it's black, but red. So, like, look. It's still kind of red. Which is really interesting, because sometimes the transmission likes to play games and, like, not go in the second gear. I think it's a stuck solenoid, but I'm not taking apart my transmission. But, yeah. That's 5 quarts, by the way. Already, time to take this off. There's something about preventative maintenance that I really love. That everyone has their own way of doing it, but there's always a right way of doing it, and I really like doing that. Because, anyway, I guess that transmission was bulletproof. Whatever transmission I have in a 2000 GMC Yukon. But, yo, that was still kind of red. Anyway, while that's draining, let's do the cabin air filter, and let's also do the engine air filter. Final review. Dirty. Everything's dirty. I say we just run it like this. Gotta clean that up. Put a new engine air filter in there. It's pretty simple. And then the cabin air filter is over here. It's right here, this whole box. So, sprayed some cleaner in here. QD contact cleaner. And a toothbrush, and we're gonna clean all this up. Guys, Napa sold me the wrong engine air filter. Man, Napa. That's a kind of a big difference. And boys, look at that. If I can hold my camera while doing this, it just literally slides down. At least it should. Yeah. Yep, slides down and should pop out somehow. Just like that, it pulls out. There's actually 3 screws. Get all that dirt out. There's 3 screws. 2 over here and 1 in that corner. It's kind of interesting how GM did it. Anyway, here's my fan, I think. My cabin air filter should be in here. I believe so. I found the air filter, cabin air filter. It's right here. Bro, look how dirty that is. Holy. So yeah, literally a big plastic cover. It pulls down 2 screws on this side, 1 screw on that side. And then it's literally like a tab that you pop in, pull down, it's right here. Pretty nice. Holy crap. Yikes. Oh dude, no wonder my fresh air is kind of weird. I just pulled it out. There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them things in there. Put this back on. I know I didn't record it, but it's pretty simple, guys. Just 2 screws up there and 1 screw over there, and just clamp it on. Well, you don't clamp it, you just shove it in there. But we do got an issue since, you know, they came with 2 filters and I bought 1, so then I didn't buy another one of these because they didn't sell them at Fleet Farm, of course. But I bought a 2 of 2, which I should have bought in the beginning. So now I got to figure out how to return this 1 of 1 if I can find my receipt over there. Nice. Okay, so now we're gonna take the whole pan off, but first we're gonna put the plug back on because it doesn't make sense to keep the plug out. I don't want to be done because it looks like it's about to rain, and obviously I can't do the engine air filter because it's the wrong filter. Because why does the wind not have to walk a bob? I'm losing it, guys. The wind's coming in. I'm not coming.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's not good. Come on. Notice how I'm doing reverse. See that? I barely heard it click, but you could feel it too. Because that is the last thing you want to do. Is cross your threads, and then you're in depression, and then you want to die because you crossed your threads and you didn't listen to me. And subscribe. Oh, come on. I'm not out of brake clean, am I? Imagine being out of brake clean. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Next second I'm out of brake clean. Rob the parts store. Alright, good. Just tightened it up. Now, I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to put this like that. And you never want to go full throttle on these bolts either, because that would really suck to break them. Everything is not organized. Ogamigas, the Google. Bro, what the? Guys, I'm gonna crash out. Subscribe. I'm going to crash out. We were all there. I'm gonna pause the video now because I don't want to waste all my storage, but I'm going to show you guys this popped off, what it looks like the inside. Then I'm going to new gasket, like I said like a million times. New filter, new O-ring, back on, zip, 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 make sure that's tight again. Filter, no, fluid. Then we're gonna tackle this monster. Then I'm gonna go at the parts store. It's gonna be a good one. Alright boys, wanna see some sketchy shit? Check this out. We're using the jack to use a pry bar to push my exhaust down because it's so freaking close to the transmission pan. By the way, got it off but not out, so I can't get the filter, which is that black thing right there. I hope there's not enough dirt in there because there's so much mud on top, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, that's not the issue. Sketchy shit is, look, there's a crack there and there's a crack here. I think I just recently did that because it's stress. Bro, someone at GMC's got a f***ing bro. Why would you put an exhaust? Like, would you? And why is there a catalytic? Who cares? Just cut it off, downpipe, cut it off, downpipe, delete the rest of the emissions. No one cares. Easy to access. But no. Bro, everyone's dumb, bro. Leave a like if you agree. This is stupid. Alrighty, it's 10 o'clock at night. Got the transmission off. There was a filter that was sitting right here. Comes on down like a U shape. There's that little gasket we got to pull out, put the new one in, put the gasket filter on, clean all this up, make sure there's not a lot of debris in there. Try not to. That's also what the filter's for. It's kind of sketchy because a lot of this is like so much dirt and I don't want that to get in there. Then I'm gonna put the new gasket on and put the cover back on, put 5 quarts in it, and just call it a night. So yeah. Holy sh**, fucking raining out, guys. So this was stuck up in there. I was trying to use picks. It cannot get out. So what you have to do is either use a flathead screwdriver or a chisel and then pick at it at an angle. If you guys can see that, how I put a little dent in it. I did not damage the transmission housing itself, but you do put like a little dent in the seal, and you just kind of spin it, and then you grab it with your nose. I can just push the other filter on and put the cover back on and we can be done. And it's raining out, so maybe we won't get to the transfer case, but we did a lot today.
Yeah, boys, it was pretty bad. I mean, we got to like a half foot of rain since I'm next to the gutter going to the drain in the street. It was just terrible. I was tired. My whole pants were soaked. My butt was soaked. I mean, come on, guys. You gotta subscribe. And now my transmission's kind of acting a little weird.
Alright guys, I went back to Napa, got the right air filter. We're gonna see if it fits. Just gonna do it right at Napa parking lot because probably a lot easier. Got the filter. Looks kind of big. This is also kind of big, just like your mom. Now, that's disgusting. That's still kind of disgusting. But will it fit? We shall see. Look at that. It's the tightest fit ever. I might as well just like close it up, you know, because I'm gonna suck into here in my engine. There's some dirt down here. Well, I guess I'll try to clean it. Boys, and just for the record, this is like a couple days later. When I put it in gear after I did my fluid change, and yes, I put 5 quarts of Dextron 3. Oh, now it's doing it. Now it's driving normal. I know this vehicle is 26 years old, but sometimes when I'm going into first gear, it just doesn't, it will go, it acts like I'm pulling something. Like, what? It literally takes forever to roll and then it's going. I'm assuming it's a stuck solenoid. I don't really know. I don't know anything about transmissions. I'm dumb. I don't know anything. But it's time for me to go. See, now it's doing Now it's shifting normally. Of course, when I pull out the camera, it's going to shift normally. Alright, well, I'll make another video if it doesn't. Alright. Pushing 2,000 RPMs and not even at 20 miles an hour. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like it's a stuck solenoid because earlier it was just shifting amazingly, and now it's like, I really don't like GMCs, guys. Man, this guy right in front of me just wants to slam on his brakes like an asshole. Yeah.